Natural gas. So this is going to get intriguing.
Yeah. So it's Thursday. We get natural gas inventory numbers, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time every Thursday. A little bit of volatility, always nice before you get the numbers. So this morning we're down about 323, spiked almost 327. You got natural gas sitting just under 325 right now. And pulling up some of the contracts, we'll start with the 11 a.m.s. And what's nice is 11 a.m.s, I'm just going to jump to the 12s. Yeah, I thought they're both going to line up with the same exact price points, right? So we'll get to see what's always nice is exactly what that extra hour is going to cost us when all the other variables are going to be constant. The only variable going to be different is what you're going to have to pay for the extra hour, whether you want exposure to 11 a.m. or you want exposure to 12. We get the numbers at 10:30, so we got about 6.5 minutes. And what's really nice is we're literally trading a couple ticks away from that 325 price point. So you're going to pay very little intrinsic value, very little money in terms of beyond what you're paying for in premium.
Yes.
Bullish side costing you about $8 right now. Bearish side going to be maybe a tick or two higher just because you do have that intrinsic value because it's just slightly under 325. And there you go. So 2 ticks. So you're looking at about 18 bucks, which represents 1.8 pennies.
That's not bad.
Away from 325 that you need to start breaking even. Call it with commission, 2 pennies away from 325. So you're looking at maybe 323, 327. You start getting to break even. And anywhere away from 325, you have value though, right? So that was our 11s. Let's look at our 12 noon.
We said 1.8 it was costing us, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I got it. Okay.
So, again, our bullish one. Now, this is the one that cost us about 8. That's going to cost us 11 this time. And then the bearish one, I'm guessing that's going to be about 12 or 13. Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, you know what's going on is the contract's ticking around. So the contract ticked up about 2 ticks since we did that last. So pretty similar, though, of what you'd expect. $21 versus 18. And that's where you just have to make your decision. And if you're really looking for volatility, that $3 represents 0.3 of a penny, right? 0.3, because they tick in 1/10 of a penny. So do you want to pay basically 0.3 of a penny?
I'd pay it
for that extra hour.
Right. Right.
Yeah. If you're making a volatility trade, you're probably biased enough to expect some volatility to maybe think that that's an affordable price for what they're going to charge you for their premium. Now let's just see how some of the dailies line up. Yeah, so what's going to happen is, and it's because we've gotten some movement already in the contract, so the dailies go from basically, you could use 320 as a price point for the 8 a.m.s, and probably similar things going to line up. Yeah, where you're looking, you have some options, but not quite at 325, which is where you'd want that contract to line up for just kind of, as they perfectly line up, you know, for the 11s and the noons. It's nice. I mean, you can see we're trading even closer than 1/10. We're trading at 325.05.
And, you know, this is the time of year that I think 2 different things can end up happening is that what is the build and what is the weather?
Sure.
You know, what is coming down the pike?
World Series last night, right?
I know.
A lot of the talk, how cold it is in terms of those players having to deal with 40-degree temperatures. And
you see them with they get the shirts
I don't blame them, man.
over their hands.
I couldn't play, you know, you got to be loose, right? You got to be limber, man, and they got to stay limber and warm. So we'll see. We're sitting at 325 right now.
They're going to be back to warm weather in L.A.
They are. They're going back to L.A. I know. We'll see what happens, totally. So we'll get those numbers in about 3 minutes. It's 326. I'm 10:26 right now. We get the EIA inventories right at 10:30. When we come back from this break, we'll see what happens.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials right now up 213. NADEX up 135. S&P's up 23. Coming right back. Welcome back, folks. So EIA says U.S. natural gas stockpiles rose 58 BCF.
Yeah, expectation looks to be somewhere in the ballpark of whether it's 52 for the median analyst estimate. You had 54 out there for the Bloomberg survey. A little bit more oil than they were thinking, and quite a reaction, man. Check that out. So we were sitting at 325 right on the dot. You drop almost 5 pennies, call it 4.5 within the span of a few seconds. Yeah, we went over the numbers, right? You were looking for about 2 pennies, maybe 2.1. Anything over that, you start getting profit in either direction, and you got a 5-penny move. Just so even, let's jump to the 12 o'clock. So you're saying you might have been interested in taking that one for the premium that you'd be paying. All of your action is going to be the negative side right now, of course, and you'd be able to buy that back right now for about $40. And, you know, the good thing to keep in mind is if you ever...
So you get a double right off the bat.
Yeah, you get a double right off the bat, pretty close, and then you'd still have exposure if this thing was ever able to rebound above 325.
Right.
And you have until noon, so that's not outlandish to think you could close out one position. You still have value if that climbs back above that price point prior to expiration at 12 noon. But yeah, quite a number, man, in terms of quite a jump, right? Almost 5 pennies in the span of a heartbeat. And not a huge miss for that type, but guess what? The market might have been looking for a little bit less than that number, having to do with maybe some of the cold in the Midwest we were talking about. I saw headlines up there as well talking about natural gas trading higher because of some of the cold weather coming into the Midwest and so forth. Yeah.
That's a big build.
That's a big number, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.